Good morning, my fellow brothers walking the semen retention journey with me, becoming souls of light and love, holy and righteous. Today is June 14th, 2023. I greet you, my brothers, and we're going to talk about impure spirits and how when you're on retaining your seed, how you become more sensitive to the spirit world. And at least for me, guys. So I'm going to tell you about my personal experience with the longer I've retained my seed, the more discernment I have of other people's spirits. And I'll try to explain this. It's a little bit hard because you can't see it with your eyes, but you feel their spirit. And what you see with their eyes is you will see, because of the impure spirits attached to them, you will see certain characteristics in the real world of that person. That person may be angry. They won't have a very good posture. They just look unhealthy. It's the way they act, the way they carry themselves, the way they stare at you with hate, the way they drive on the road, the way they speak. But these people have impure spirits or demons attached to them, or maybe even a full possession. Guys, the real world is the spirit world, and the longer you retain your seed, the more in tune you're going to become to it. You start to look at nature and you see God's life in nature, in the plants, in the trees, in the birds. I notice when I'm at traffic lights, I'll be studying the landscaping and the flowers and the bushes around me where I never have before, and feeling energy and life in them and admiring the beauty of God's creation, His creation and life all around us, surrounding us in the skies, the bushes, the trees, the birds, the animals. And you can feel it on people. You can feel the good and you can feel the bad. And you will get female attraction, you'll get male attention, but you also get hate and aggression. And that's part of what's manifesting from the spirit world. Because, guys, when you are walking this journey and retaining your seed, being celibate, you've put away the pillar of lust. You're no longer lusting. Those spirits cannot be attached to you and control you. You're no longer a slave to them. And you're starting to become light. And there's other pillars of darkness. So the more pillars of darkness you put away, like greed, pride, envy, sloth, gluttony, wrath, the more light you shine out of you, and your spirit starts to become pure light and holy and righteous. But so these demonic spirits, they see you. They see you through these other people. And these other people, they probably don't even know they're being influenced by demons. But the demons in the spirit world see your light shining. They see your righteousness and holiness. And they hate you because you're a chosen one of God. You've been called to the light. And they manifest and they act through other people. And so that's what you sense. But anyway, it's hard for me to explain it, guys. But that's what I feel. I can feel people's dirty spirits. And I can also feel good spirits. There are not too many good spirits out there. And there's a lot of people that are just neutral. But especially the demonic spirits out there. And then I realized the longer I've been on this journey, retaining and becoming holy and righteous, the more I discern, the more I feel, the more I see And I realized that there's just impure spirits everywhere attached to many, many people, and they're surrounding us every day in our lives. So we're going to talk about demons and spirits, what it says in scriptures. If you really don't or doubting me about the spirit world, which is the real world, we're in a temporary matrix. God is a spirit of light and love. So guys, in Mark 5, Jesus heals a man with a demon. They came to the other side of the sea, to the country of the Gerasenes. And when Jesus had stepped out of the boat, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. So guys, what I was describing is when I'm in restaurants, in public, or on the road, I can sense these unclean spirits on people, guys. I really can. And it gets more and more pronounced the longer I become light, putting away the gluttony, the wrath, the envy, the greed, the lust, the pride. Okay, verse 3, he lived among the tombs and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain, for he had often been bound with shackles and chains, but he wrenched the chains apart and he broke the shackles into pieces. No one had the strength to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and on the mountains he was always crying out and cutting himself with stones. And when he saw Jesus from afar, he ran and fell down before him, and crying out with a loud voice, he said, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I adjure you by God, do not torment me." For he was saying to him, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." And Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" He replied, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And he begged him earnestly not to send them out of the country. Now a great herd of pigs was feeding there on the hillside, and they begged him, saying, "Send us to the pigs, let us enter them." So he gave them permission, and the unclean spirits came out and entered the pigs, and the herd, numbering about 2,000, rushed down the steep bank into the sea and drowned in the sea. The herdsmen fled and told it in the city and in the country, and people came to see what it was that had happened. And they came to Jesus and saw the demon-possessed man, the one who had had the legion, sitting there, clothed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. And those who had seen it described to them what had happened to the demon-possessed man and to the pigs. And then they began to beg Jesus to depart from the region. You can read the rest of it if you want on your own, guys. But I wanted to go to another one here. Where was it, guys? So in today's Bible reading, I was on BibleStudyTools.com. I'll link it in the description. There's a daily reading. And I was reading about Mark 1, 21 to 20 to 45. And real quickly, here's another story about a demon-possessed man. They went to Capernaum, and when the Sabbath came, Jesus went into the synagogue and began to teach. The people were amazed at his teaching because he taught them as one who had authority, not as the teachers of the law. Just then a man in their synagogue who was possessed by an impure spirit cried out, "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." Now, guys, he said almost the same thing as in the other story I just read you. The demons recognized Jesus, the Holy One of God, and they cried out, "Have you come to destroy us?" The other one said, "Have you come to torment us?" The Holy One of God. So they know him. "Be quiet," said Jesus sternly. "Come out of him." The impure spirit shook the man violently and came out of him with a shriek. The people were also amazed that they asked each other, "What is this? A new teaching? And with authority he gives orders to impure spirits, and they obey him?" News about him spread quickly over the whole region of Galilee. So guys, my point is there were impure spirits back in those days. Do you think things have changed? No. It's the same spirit world, the same world. We're just in a different time period. That's all. And there are impure spirits just as there were in those days. And when you are becoming a soul of light and love and you're walking in this matrix throughout wherever you go, these impure spirits attach themselves to people who have sinned and opened up doorways, demonic portals. Maybe they're engaged in witchcraft or secret rituals in satanic societies, and they have demonic spirits attached to them, controlling them, influencing them. And these demonic impure spirits see through the physical person that they've attached to, and they act through them. So if you ever are somewhere and you notice someone staring at you with hate, or I'll give you one example. Yesterday evening, I'm coming home from work. I'm in a left turn lane. I turn. There's 2 lanes to turn into. I'm in one lane. There's a car behind me. He flies up, right up behind me, inches away. And I look in my rearview mirror. I see this car. And I'm not going slow. I'm just doing the speed limit. And you could see the anger, the violence, I could feel his spirit. He was just like something had triggered the guy. He was raging. His spirit, I could see his face. He was just tormented and raging with anger. And he was so mad at me. And there was a lane free for him to pass. There was no one else around. But he wanted to follow me and try to intimidate me. But I could feel his dirty spirit, you guys. And I just continued on my way, and he continued to tailgate me. And finally, he just, after a while, he swerved violently around me, sped around me, and sped off. So these impure spirits, they act and manifest through other people, and they do things like that. And that's just one example. But sometimes I'll be in a restaurant, another example, guys, I remember I was in a grocery store checking out, and I was checking out my groceries, and the gal's ringing me up, and I'm getting ready to pay, and I noticed this guy had come up, put his things down, and I could feel something not good. I looked at him, and he was staring at me with this evil grin. And when I looked at him, he just kept staring at me with hate in his eyes, and I could feel a dirty, impure spirit on him. So guys, that's what the point of this video is when you are walking and retaining, and you've put away the lust, and you're putting away gluttony, and you're putting away wrath, and you're becoming this soul of light and love, the demons are going to notice you and hate you. And they will try to intimidate you. But Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you with my righteous right hand." So guys, they can't harm you because you have the Lord's strength and his hand upon you. And so don't be afraid, but just be aware and tread lightly, be wise. You guys have a great day. Praying for you guys. I love you guys, and you take care.